All right, we're back. Episode 11 of the Pack Boys Pod. Not going to be our typical episode style. We're going to have no picks this episode. So if you're not interested in gambling, it's the perfect episode for you. We're just going to talk some sports, debate, discuss, have some fun. We're going to flip some of our topics. We're going to do take it personal in college football, shake it take in college football. We're going to draft the best sit-down chain restaurants. And that will probably get contentious because I have some pretty strong opinions on that. And the NFL, we're going to go to Who's Got That Dog in Them, a typical college football episode. And then a new segment, Pack, Punt, or Pass. It's basically our version of Start, Bench, Cut.
Yep.
Would you say?
Yeah.
And then the last segment, we're going to give 3 bold predictions for each college football and NFL football. So settle in, have some fun with us. Douglas, you ready to go?
I am ready, sir.
Let's hit it. All right, we're going to start off with Take It Personal for college football. Douglas, I'll kick it off with a question. What has a better chance of happening? CJ Stroud wins the Heisman, or CJ Stroud's the first overall pick in the 2023 draft?
Ooh. CJ Stroud wins the Heisman, I think.
Okay.
I don't think that he'll go number 1 just because the team picking. They're both close. I'm going to lean towards Heisman a little bit, I think.
Okay.
Just by a hair. I don't know. Something tells me he's not going to be the first pick. If anyone's drafting, me included, if I need a quarterback or I see Will Anderson sitting there, I'm taking Will Anderson. So that's just how I'm kind of viewing it.
I think it depends who you are. I think if the Panthers end up with the number 1 pick, I think they take Stroud.
I understand that. If you got Brian Burns,
there's a few teams that I would probably take a quarterback over Will Anderson, but Will Anderson's the best player in the class. So
yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
My first question to you: when's Auburn going to fire their coach, Trey? Like, if you had to pinpoint a date or a week, or
if this week gets ugly, I could see it's just a matter of time. It's not like I think he knows that too. It's not. This isn't an if thing anymore. It's. But they might just be waiting on the season. I don't know. Maybe they're just letting them play it out so they don't have to deal with it till then. Because they don't have a full-time AD yet.
Yep.
They have an interim AD right now, so they don't have a person who will make that decision. So, I think once they get the AD, if they can get the AD in a couple weeks, I don't see him making it to Alabama.
Okay,
that would be my
I
prediction.
like that. Yeah, I like that.
My next question. A lot of talk about Ohio State's passing game and CJ Stroud. Which is more underrated? Ohio State's rushing offense, which ranks 11th in the country, or their defense, which also ranks 11th in the country in total defense?
I have to say the rushing attack. It's been good for years and people sleep on it all the time. The defense has too, but I've also seen the defense get beat like a drum.
I think that's just because
the running attack is always going.
Ohio State just puts out because they put out quarterbacks.
For sure.
They put out Haskins. They put out Fields. And they have receivers: Olave, Michael Thomas, Garrett Wilson. I'm sure I'm missing a couple. They just have those names that come out that are 5-star recruits and then become first-round draft picks. So I think they're bigger names, but I understand what you're saying. Where I do think that people sleep on that run game a little bit.
They definitely do. It's carried Ohio State for multiple years. Like when they won the national championship, that wasn't a passing offense. It was Ezekiel Elliott running outside and then in between the tackles, and it carried the offense. So that's why I lean there.
Was Carlos Hyde also on that team, or was he before?
He was before.
Before that. Okay.
Yeah, he was before. So, all right.
Here we go.
Here's the big one. One of the big ones. Who's the coach you want him to go after? Auburn. Who do you want Auburn to go after? If you just look who's out there, and it could take a second for you to think of it. But like in our recap, we discussed possibly Deion Sanders. Or is there someone you prefer them to go look at first?
There's three that come to mind.
Okay.
One would be harder to get than the other two. First one, Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Just because I think he would be able to recruit right away. People would just want to come play for him. A lot of people that probably didn't, that wanted to play for him, but because they play on the FCS level, they went to a Power 5 school instead.
Yep.
So I think he would bring that kind of difference. He would bring in transfers, all sorts of transfers in this transfer window. They would immediately become a much better team. Second, Lane Kiffin. This is the one that I think would be harder to get because he's already at an SEC school, a pretty good, decent sized brand. I think Auburn's slightly bigger brand than Ole Miss.
Yeah,
better. I think it's just an overall better state to live in, probably Alabama than Mississippi.
I would probably agree with that.
So, I could see Lane Kiffin too at the end of the season if Ole Miss isn't where they want to be. Maybe he just moves on from there. And then lastly, we talked about it before.
Oh, don't say it.
Scumbag. I don't need him to stay forever. I don't need him to become a legacy coach
Just
at Auburn.
Build it up
And turn it over to a Ryan Day. Find a new Ryan Day and turn it over and get
honestly.
That's all I want. And that I don't want him to, coach until he dies like Lou Holtz or something.
Okay.
I just want him to freaking come in, change the culture, get some recruits in, find a prodigy and let him take the reins after, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years.
Okay.
My last question for you, Douglas. On September 26th, the Michigan Wolverines roll into Columbus to play the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
I know the line for the game already.
Okay.
What do you think that line should be? I'll tell you what it is after, but
that's tough.
Right now, based off how the two teams have played,
I'd say Ohio State should probably be close to 10-point favorites.
It is currently Ohio State minus 11.5.
Yeah, I was going to say they should be double-digit favorites right now. Michigan hasn't really impressed me a whole lot personally this year, and you could argue they could have lost to Maryland, which Maryland's kind of tough. Like they're not bad.
Yeah, but they look so much better against Iowa. They beat up
on
Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, but is Iowa good? I mean, come on.
They're not, but that's. It shows you that first game, I told you that first game was going to be tough because they just hadn't played athletes like that.
Yeah.
It was just going to be such a change. So
I do think it should be double-digit spread right now until I'm proved wrong in that sense, which you never know when that could come. Ohio State has as of lately, track record of they always got that one game that they just they're 25.5-point favorites like this week, and something just goes wrong. So that being said, I like where the spread's at right now. My last question to you: when, and I'm not saying like this year, just the timetable, a year, 2 years, 3 seasons, whatever it is, when will Auburn be ranked in the top 10 next?
That question will probably be easier to answer once they hire a new head coach. If they get Deion, I'd say 3 years.
Okay.
If they get Lane, 5 years. Urban, 2 years.
Oof.
I think Urban flips as that's. I think he gets.
I mean, that is what he does. Yeah, that's what he does.
I think he gets it done faster than either of those two.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We have shake and take in college football. I will start off by asking Douglas my questions for him.
Yep.
Better coach, Lincoln Riley or Jim Harbaugh?
Yeah.
Just a better coach, doesn't that? You don't have to go on record. Just say who.
Lincoln Riley.
Okay. Better college football state, Ohio or California?
Ohio.
Okay. Will Lincoln Riley bring USC a national championship in his tenure?
Yes.
Okay. What percent do you give Jalen Daniels to be a Heisman finalist?
45%.
What school is more likely to hire Matt Rule when he is eventually fired by the Panthers? Arizona State or Wisconsin?
Wisconsin.
I think he makes better. I think he fits in better at Arizona State, though.
I think he does too, but I think Wisconsin's more likely to offer him the money he'll be looking for.
Well, I just feel like Arizona needs a culture change. I think that's what Rule would be better at than actually coaching X's and O's like Wisconsin needs.
Yeah.
Better Week 6 game, number 17 TCU at number 19 Kansas, or number 11 Utah at number 18 UCLA?
TCU heading to Texas. That's the game I'm looking forward to the most this
Kansas.
week. Or Kansas, sorry.
Yeah.
Kansas. That's the game I'm looking
Okay.
forward to the most this week, though.
That's where
And
game
you and
day
I
is going.
both said we think, game day will be there. So I'm all over that one for sure.
Better college live mascot, Bevo or Uga?
Bevo.
I hate Georgia, and I still love Uga.
I
mean,
so
funny. They throw him in that little red sweater. He's hilarious.
That one's kind of a toss up. They're the two best.
I love
probably,
the best one is when they played in that bowl game and Bevo freaked out when Uga went by. That was just so funny to watch that. Weirder college nickname: the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slugs or the Presbyterian Blue Hose?
Presbyterian Blue Hose. The first one was bad, but
I did a little reading on this. Blue hose is not it's not like a garden hose. It has to do with like a kilt. Their mascot's like a Scottish guy. It's like a blue kilt.
Yeah, so, I'll be taking that one, I would say.
You don't think the banana slugs is weird?
That's weird. That's weird too. They're both bad.
Better chocolate bar, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup or Snickers?
Reese's, and it's not close. That one's not the
really. You know what?
I love a good Snickers. Just Reese's is the dominant one.
Weird take of mine. When I was younger, I hated Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Hated them. I would.
Please tell me you like them now.
They're fine now. They're fine now. I don't have them top tier or anything. I like them now. It's whatever. But like when Halloween as a kid, here, you want my Reese's cup? I don't care.
Oh, dude, I would. Dude, I was trying to trade all of my candy for like 3 Reese's cups. I just wanted to load up on Reese's.
All right, last question. Since it's October, scary movie season, better horror movie villain, Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers?
Michael Myers.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
He's the GOAT.
I mean, I had to think for a second, but it's Michael Myers.
Okay.
All right. First question to you. Right now, at this moment, through 5 weeks, who is the best team in college football at this very moment?
Ohio State.
Okay. 2, will Clemson make the college football playoff due to a lack of schedule?
After beating NC State, yes, they will win the ACC. I think right now they're the head and shoulders favorite to win the ACC. They do that, and they have a perfect record. They get in.
Okay. This one, I don't know how you're going to like this one. Would you rather be a Jake Paul fan or an Alabama football fan?
Alabama football fan, and I'll tell you why.
Wow, I'm shocked you actually said that.
There's a saying. Alabama fans love Alabama football. Auburn fans love Auburn. And I can still love Auburn, but I could still just root for Alabama football. I'll never root for that scumbag.
Okay. Fair enough.
Never. Hey, you could ask me. We'll leave it at that. I'll just say you could ask me a more serious instead of talking about the H man.
Okay.
You could ask me if I root for the H man first, but I'd rather root for the old H man before I root for Jake Paul.
All right. Should Jimbo Fisher be on the hot seat?
No. Number 1 recruiting class. You have room. When you do that, you have room.
Okay.
It's not great right now, but when you do that, and they need a quarterback. They don't have good quarterbacks, and their offense. He's got to change some things. Their quarterbacks aren't good, but number 1 recruiting class buys you time.
Okay. Number 5. Who is Will Anderson's pro comparison? It could be present or a past player. Who would you comp him to the most? You can mix guys if you wish.
Ooh. Damn, that's a good question. He might be a faster version of Terrell Suggs.
Okay, that's a good one.
He might be just a little bit more lean, a little bit more fast, and can do a little more. Like Terrell Suggs, line him up off the edge, let him rush off the edge. Will Anderson, a little more athletic, can drop back, do some other things you need him to. But I think that's a pretty good comparison, Terrell Suggs.
Okay. Question 6. If you had to place a $200 wager on who the national champion's going to be, who are you betting?
Ohio State.
Okay. You think that they are the number 1 team. I like that. Who are the 3? This is a 3-part question. Who are the 3 most overrated teams in college football from their preseason rankings until now in week 5?
Oh my goodness. Auburn was one.
Okay.
No, I think Notre Dame was what, fifth in the country or something when
They
they
were in the
started.
top. They were in like the top 7.
Notre Dame's they're fine. I think they're fine. They're an okay team. They're not a top 5 team. And BYU I think was a top
No
15 team to start.
Oklahoma. Giving some love to the Big 12, essentially, maybe.
I'm Oklahoma probably deserves to be in that 3, but I'm still pissed at BYU for
Fair.
playing bad, so I'm throwing them in there.
Last question. If you had the choice to watch Jake Paul step into the octagon with any person at all with mixed martial art roles because you hate him, who would it be?
Bo Nickel.
Out of anyone, past, present, doesn't matter.
But Bo Nickel would kill him.
Okay.
People don't respect how good Bo Nickel. I told you, and I told a mutual friend, he is the best wrestler to be in the UFC since Khabib left. In terms of pure wrestling talent, people don't understand.
I got one for you.
To be a 3-time NCAA champion, and to he every single day, he goes into and practices with Cael Sanderson, who was unbeaten in college and an Olympic champion. He wrestles against him every single day. He is by far the best wrestler to ever step foot since Khabib has left.
Okay. On the fly, last question. I'm creating this one right now. Khabib at his peak or Bo Nickel now in the octagon? Who do you like?
Bo Nickel has 40 pounds on him.
Let's say they meet in the middle at a weight. What was Khabib weighing in at? Lightweight, right? Yeah, lightweight.
He was 155.
Okay, let's say he goes to.
So they fight at 170.
Say he goes to 180. Can he meet him at 180? Just for an exhibition or something?
That's fine.
Okay, you still Bo Nickel.
Longer reach, strong, just overall stronger.
So you think this guy could be? You think he's coming?
He's the. I don't understand how I have to explain it. He's like 6'4", and he's the best wrestler. He has like an 80-inch reach. He's a freak. Okay. He might be more freakish than John Jones.
That's what a take there.
So I'm just putting people on notice. People are gonna. It's not there yet because it's just the Dana White Contender Series that he's fought on, and no one really watches that besides the hardcores. People get ready. You're about to see a freak come through the doors.
Okay.
Moving on to the draft of sit-down chain restaurants. Looking forward to this one. So I just want to make sure that you understand this before we start. What sit-down chain restaurants mean.
Hey, if there's more than 5 of them, I might be picking it. So.
Yeah. So like,
there's one in multiple states.
Let's just make sure people at home understand. A sit-down chain restaurant is when if you walk in, you sit at a table, and a waiter or waitress or server comes to your table.
Yep.
It's not like Panera Bread where you put an order in and go sit down and then they call your number or something.
Yeah.
That doesn't count for this. It is a sit-down chain restaurant.
Okay.
With that being said, it is an odd number, so I will go first. This is an easy number 1.
Don't do
so in my eyes, this is an easy number 1. They have everything. They have burgers, they have wraps, they have salads, they have unlimited fries, they have great lemonade. Give me Red Robin.
Wow.
Red Robin, it's you won't miss there.
Okay.
You got the burgers, you got the chicken, the barbecue chicken wraps always fire, buffalo chicken wraps always fire. They have salads, they have great like flavored lemonades.
They are very good.
You go to Red Robin, it's a fastball. It's a number 1 pick. It's a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. There's nothing special to it, but it's very, very consistent and very, very good.
I had them on my list, but I did have them at 6, just preference based. Okay. That's all. My number 1, some people may not know what this is, but it is in multiple states. Give me Permanis. Not close. Go. Oh yes. Don't
listen. I love Permanis just as much as the next fat guy from Western Pennsylvania, but I've had some experiences there where that weren't the best. I'll put it that way.
No,
Permanis. I love it just as much as the next guy. I'm always down to go, but I've had some experiences there that they did not make my list.
So Sundays, you could go in there, Bud Light special if the Steelers are playing. So you can get a tall Bud Light.
Mm-hmm.
And they had, I don't know if they still do, 60-cent wings. I know that's not the popular pick at Permanis. Usually it's a sandwich, but their wings are very good for those that don't know. Dude, you could drink 10 beers, the tall ones, or 5 of them, and get 10 or 20 wings. Your check's going to be like 25, 30 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't beat the environment of what's going on there. That's got to be my number one.
Okay. I'm watching SportsCenter and saying Dak's Iron return on Sunday, and I'm just shaking my head. My number 2 pick. There's probably a more well-known steakhouse, but I'm going to go with Longhorn Steakhouse.
That's a great pick. They were on my list too.
Longhorn Steakhouse, because if you go to Outback, Outback's fine, bloomin' onion, steak, yada, yada, yada. You're really only going to get steak at Outback. You're going to order a steak, which is fine. Steak's good. I like steak. Longhorn, the entire menu doesn't miss. Top to bottom. You can get salmon. They have great salmon over there. They have great like Alfredos, great pastas. Longhorn Steakhouse doesn't have a bad thing on the menu. They're my number 2 pick.
No, I don't hate that at all. They were also on my list. With my second pick here, give me Texas Roadhouse. Also a place I feel like does not miss frequently. If you're looking to get filled up and get some warm foods, something that latches onto you, maybe weighs you down a little bit, that's a place to go. And those peanuts,
I was just saying, like they're
peanuts and the cinnamon butter with the rolls, can't beat it.
I had Longhorn close to making, or I had Texas Roadhouse close to just because of the peanuts and the bread and the with the cinnamon butter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I had it close, but if you just look menu item for menu item, I think Longhorn just beats Texas Roadhouse.
Well, I would have taken Longhorn over it had you not, so I had to get a steakhouse of some sort, and I do think Outback's a bit overrated. So
my first 2 picks were Red Robin and Longhorn, so I got a burger place and a steakhouse.
Yep.
So I got to go find something else just to round out, have a nice, well-rounded lineup here. Give me one that's not in the Pittsburgh area, surprisingly. Okay. Tell me, when I tell you this name, tell me this would not be a perfect restaurant for the Pittsburgh area. Hooters.
Yeah, I've never been to a Hooters.
Doesn't it blow your mind that a place like Hooters, where it's literally beer, wings, and sport, it's basically it's better.
Better.
I had their wings when I went down on vacation. I hadn't been to a Hooters probably since I was like 10. So much better wings.
Oh, I'm sure.
Than B-dubs. They had the flats, the drum. They don't have any. I think they do have boneless, but didn't get them. Their flats and drums are so much better than B-dubs. They're bigger. They're crispier. Hooters is so underrated. It's wings, beer, and sports.
Yep.
It's like the perfect place to go if you want to watch a game. It rounds out. I got burgers. I got steaks. I got wings. So Hooters will be my 3rd pick.
No, that's a good pick. Definitely. Never been there, and I'll be honest, I do have Buffalo Wild Wings on my list, but I'm going to make a change in the fly here because I need a wing place now. Give me Quaker Steak. I'll take Quaker Steak over Buffalo Wild Wings when it comes to the quality of food, and it's not it's not close.
No.
Buffalo Wild Wings sucks.
Yeah.
The environment is awesome. The food sucks. You got to have both.
Very much so.
So I'll be taking Quaker Steak here at 3.
With my 4th pick, I'm actually going to leapfrog my 4th one written down because I think I can get a more well-rounded pick with this one here. Give me Eaton Park.
Oh, dude,
it's another Pittsburgh area one. It's classic.
Yeah.
You got the salad bar. You got the breakfast bar on weekends and mornings. Eaton Park always plays.
Prices are so fair too.
Prices are so low. You like, hey, what do we want to eat? Oh, most things are closed. Eaton Park. They're open to like 11.
They're open all night.
They are?
I think the one by us is 24 hours.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. I've been there at like 3 a.m. hammered before.
That Eaton Park always plays salad bar, whatever. Their menu's great. They're actually the place where I think the story goes that they got the idea from the Big Mac from Eaton Park.
Really?
So yeah, whatever their main burger is called is what they got the idea for the Big Mac with.
Yeah, they should be paying Eaton Park a lot of money for that. Great pick. It was going to be next on my list. That being said, I'll be taking its neighbor if it's the one that's by us. Give me Bob Evans. Got to get some breakfast food. I love Bob Evans. Love breakfast. You could go in there and you could get that big platter of breakfast. And like, I like Waffle House too. I'm not going to pick it. over Bob Evans, but you could get that. I forget what it's called, like the something special breakfast. You get 2 eggs, your choice of bacon, sausage, or both, toast, pancake, or waffle. It's like the All Star
Yeah.
breakfast or whatever from Waffle House. It's about the same price and it's better. So I got to go there with that one.
Speak of the devil.
No, you are not going to
With
do
the
it.
5th pick, we're going to round it up with a straight breakfast. Well, not straight breakfast, but mostly breakfast. Hey, any time of day, it always plays, baby. Give
No,
me the House of Waffles.
no,
If you see that bright yellow sign, it's 3 in the morning.
dude,
You
your
need to
draft was so good and you just deteriorated it with that.
what?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't Waffle House always plays.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'll go there. You don't get it
It's
mistaken.
it is unbelievably good.
A
It be like
lot of better options. That's all.
no. I'm
Oh
sure
yeah.
there are, but you look at my list now. But look at my list. Burger, steakhouse, wings, family style restaurant, anything you want basically Eaton Park has, and then I got breakfast.
Yeah,
I
I
got
mean
all
you
5
you hit all
fingers.
the categories there.
And Waffle House, I mean, you're telling me you're going to go to IHOP over Waffle House?
Would I?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
wrong.
I would. I'm
You're
just being honest. I
what?
would.
Because it's safe?
I don't care if it's safe. I just want better food.
No, Waffle House has for my
That bacon is
for the
dog shit.
price.
Oh, for
Don't
the
get
price,
don't
absolutely.
get bacon. What are you
Oh,
getting bacon for?
gotta get bacon and sausage.
No,
Some
you
patty
don't.
the
No,
batty.
you
Oh,
don't.
yes, you do.
You go in, you get 2 waffles, and you get a hash brown with country gravy, cheese, and onions. That's it. I'm not telling people that they have a deep menu. I'm telling you, if you go in any time of day, those 2 things play it all day, 24 hours.
Fair. I don't hate the pick. No, I don't hate it. With my 5th pick here, I'm going to wrap in to kind of a family-based place that kind of has a lot going on here. Give me Applebee's.
They were on the list, but I wanted to round it off with Waffle House.
I got to go Applebee's here. One, that's a place I enjoy going. 2, I like sitting at the bar there personally. They always got sports games on at the bar, multiple TVs. It's actually kind of slept on.
The only thing I don't like about Applebee's is sometimes the way they design it with the bar in the middle.
I don't like that.
It's so
awkward.
loud.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything. You can't hear any of the TVs because you're sitting in the middle of the restaurant. You hear everyone's conversation.
I also think that they have very good food. I think the prices are fair. When they do their half off apps, you could get busy in there. You could really get busy and make some noise. So I got to take Applebee's here at 5.
Let's see. So my 5 go Red Robin, Longhorn, Hooters, Eaton Park, and then Waffle House.
My 5 go Primanti's, Texas Roadhouse, Quaker Steak, Bob Evans, Applebee's.
Douglas, I feel bad. I've noticed over the past couple of drafts that I usually just start reading off my extras.
Oh, that's okay.
So do you have any extras that you would like to read first?
I have 2 that you didn't name.
Okay.
I have Fridays.
Yeah, I had that one.
And Hogfathers.
Oh.
I did. I had Hogfathers, dude. I like Hogfathers. Come on. It's a good one.
Oh my god.
Are we serious? You telling
Horrible.
me you don't get busy with Hogfathers?
You got on me without Waffle House? When
you don't like Hogfathers?
Terrible.
Oh man.
Shut them down. They're
no.
terrible.
That mac and cheese with
you're worrying about,
a rack of ribs gets busy.
You're worrying about bad food. You're going to Hogfathers?
No.
Yeah, you're gonna get a needle full of something in your mac and cheese.
Okay.
Yikes, that was crazy. I have, let's see here. I have 7 more. 7 that I didn't take. Cheddar Scratch Kitchen. I think the only one near us is in Morgantown.
Okay.
But it's very, very good. It's kind of like a mix of Longhorn and maybe like a more of Italian place. But just anything you want, they basically have it. Chili's. I feel like Chili's always plays, not too many around here.
That's a good one.
There's
one in
Robinson or something, or
there might be one there, and then there's one in what is that? Like Cabela's Drive area by Quaker Steak out in Wheeling.
Okay. Yeah. Carrabba's Italian Grill. If you tell me Olive Garden is better than Carrabba's Italian Grill, you're crazy. Carrabba's is so much better. I had Applebee's as my number 9. 10, I don't know why. I probably could have taken this one and rounded off with a better draft, but I just love Waffle House. I had to give it the credit that it's due. Number 10, I had Benihana.
That's a good one.
I like any hibachi place, but Benihana is probably like the gold standard of them. My 11th was Fridays. My 12th, Cracker Barrel.
I had them, but I deleted them for Hogfathers. So I did. I'm just telling you, I did.
That's like having Patrick Mahomes on as a starting quarterback, and right before the game, you're like, "Hey, Chad Henne, get in there."
No,
that's basically what you did.
That's not that.
No,
that's like having Dak and saying Cooper Rush. Come on.
Cooper Rush is good.
That's what I'm saying. He's better than Dak.
Yeah, well, then that would make sense to what you said.
Exactly.
Cracker Barrel with like the little store in front. They got like the big checkerboard that I would always play as a kid. They had like the little peg game where you have to like jump over.
Shop.
They got the gift shop. The food's solid.
It is solid.
It's one of the places where like I alluded to Red Robin being a 98 mile per hour fastball. Cracker Barrel's like a 92. It's nothing special, but it gets it over the plate.
Yeah,
it's accurate.
92-year-olds in there eating applesauce.
Sure. Trying to chew applesauce. All right. That was it for the draft. We're going to hit you with a quick ad break, and then we will be back with the second half. We're going to get into who's got that dog in them in the NFL, pack, punt, or pass, and our bold predictions of the weekend.
Yep. All right, guys, we are back with an ad break here. We're going to be shouting out our friends over here at Western PA Fencing. They're the best around. If you guys need a fence put in, and I can't preface this enough, if you guys are in Alabama watching this, please don't call them.
Yeah.
They're just not that. They're not there.
Yeah,
this is Western PA.
The cost you're going to have to pay.
Wheeling area, maybe.
Yeah.
Or if you're in a Pittsburgh area, give them a call. They are the best around the Pittsburgh area. They are incredible at what they do. The phone number for them is 412-618-8014. Again, that is Western PA Fencing. They've done over 100 fences. They haven't been in business super, super long, probably going on a year now, and they are just blowing up. I mean, they're busy all the way up until next spring already. So that phone number again is 412-618-8014.
All right, moving on to who's got that dog in them. First time we're doing the NFL, a lot less games to choose from. Going to be interesting. I will start it off. Give me the Giants in London.
You love this team, huh?
They've been making me some money. I gotta keep going with them until they break my heart here.
Even with a third string quarterback, they're working out Jake Fromm today.
They're working out Jake Fromm. Doesn't mean he's going to play. Jones will play. Trust me, Jones will play. Fromm will be the security blanket. But even if they do, did you see that read option offense that they were running with Breida and Barkley? Good luck against that run defense. Good luck.
Okay.
Tell Daniel Jones and Tyrod, take a day off, bud. We'll just run this down your throat, Green Bay.
Okay.
It's an away game. It counts for an away game for the Giants. Don't have to deal with the crowd noise of Lambeau that teams would normally deal with. It's Saquon Barkley versus this run defense. They're going to cover the number. If the Giants are smart, they run the ball 50 times. Now, hopefully that's not all Saquon, because by the end of that game, he'll just be a puddle of nothing. But Giants, they have an underrated defense. They're ranked 15th in total defense, 9th in scoring defense. They're not allowing that many points. They're average against yards. I think they have an underrated pass rush. I think Thibodeau is going to do some good things. I think he's growing and getting better every single game. He showed me some things when they played the Cowboys. And simple as it gets, Aaron Rodgers is just a grumpy old man. Do you think he's going to want to? You think he's going to want to travel to London? You think he's going to deal with the time change well? No, he's going to do what he does at the same time he does it as he always does it. He's a grumpy old man. His family hates him. I hate him.
Giants. You hate him as well.
Giants. The G-men.
Okay. My first one here. Going to go in order from how they break down through the week. Give me the Colts on Thursday night over Denver. Look, Denver's not a good football team, and you and I have said this 1,000 times. Wilson's not who he was. He's on the decline. It's showing. Not to mention, they lost Randy Gregory for, I think it's 4 to 6 weeks. They lost Javonte Williams all year, who was
That's not good.
probably the most crucial part of the offense. Seeing all they run are PA bootleg dump offs to the running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Melvin Gordon's 40. So I don't know, man. I'm not buying this. And I think the Colts suck too. So don't get me wrong.
Yeah. No, I definitely like
But
the spot for the Colts though.
I love the spots here for the Colts. I think they're going to go into Denver. They're going to get a win. And then things are going to be looking real shaky for Mr. Hackett. So I will be taking the Indianapolis Colts to upset the Denver Broncos on Thursday night.
Give me the Lions. The Lions go to New England. They're 3.5-point dogs. They've lost 2 in a row now. Campbell, that seat's starting to heat up. You got to get back on track. You have to win. You have to win. The Patriots probably going to end up starting Bailey Zappi, who, listen, he looked fine on Sunday. He looked fine. When you got to make your first start in the NFL, where you got to go with the whole playbook and not just hand it off 400 times. Listen, this Lions defense scares the hell out of me, but they got to do something. They got to be there in there making changes, changing formations, changing tendencies, changing blitzes. Do something, change something. I think they'll be fine. I'm hoping with this pick, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and DeAndre Swift are back. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know the severity of those injuries really. So hoping they're back, but either way, I still like them to at least cover the 3. Go ahead with your second one, Douglas.
Yeah, my second one, oh boy, here we go. Homer pick. Give me the Lurs against Buffalo in Buffalo Sunday at 1. Look, Pickett coming in is going to do something for the offense, and that's typically what's been the problem. Last week, I'd argue it was the defense, but the defense will eventually try and hopefully mesh together and just put some Band-Aids over all the wounds that they have. Like Minka is questionable, Cam Hayward's questionable, Cam Sutton's questionable. Those 3 starters right there. And Witherspoon's probably not going to play. He didn't play last week either, though. But the Bills are without Ed Oliver and Jordan Phillips on the interior and Christian Benford. So the defensive pieces that kind of matter on the interior, you might be able to get Najee going possibly. You might be able to see what Pickett's got. I mean, the Steelers wide receiving core is talented aside from Claypool. He stinks. But I don't know. Like, this is the biggest underdog the Steelers have ever been since lines have been made. I heard that today. Since they started making lines ever. This is the biggest underdog the Steelers have ever been ever in any game. 14-point dogs. They've never been more than that.
That's interesting.
I think the Steelers are going to go in there and steal one. I told you that. I'm going to be sprinkling some money on a Steelers money line. They got to be plus 500. There's no way they're not.
You said, now let me get this right. You said Minka,
Hayward, and Cam Sutton.
And Sutton and Witherspoon.
Witherspoon will be out for sure. I think the other 3 will play.
Okay, you think they will play?
I think they will play. They are on the questionable status report, though.
Saying that makes me love Buffalo.
Fair.
Can't listen. I
don't blame. Listen, I don't blame anyone for loving Buffalo in this matchup.
You want a hot take, and Steelers fans will get pissed when I say this.
What's that?
Cam Hayward's overrated. He was at one point in his career probably one of the, if not the best 3-4 defensive end in the league.
He's just on the down spiral, man. He's getting old. He's getting injured.
He's not good, especially against the run. Against the pass, he's pretty good at beating guards. He's very good at beating guards in a one-on-one pass rush situation. He gets killed in the run game. He gets killed in the run game. He's a liability in the run game. My third and final team that has that dog in them, I can't believe I'm doing this because it's going to come back and bite me.
I know. I was going to pick them and I didn't, so go ahead.
Give me the Cowboys. They're going to the Rams on Sunday. It's a 4:00 game. Listen, the Rams' offensive line is not good right now. They gave up 7 sacks to the 49ers. Now, listen, I get Bosa is very talented. He's very, very talented. He's probably, I think he leads the league in sacks right now. As a unit, just as a unit, the Cowboys have a better front seven than the 49ers.
Oh, that's close.
And in terms of, I understand they got Bosa, Armstead, and Fred Warner. Those are 3 very, very good pieces. if you look top to bottom of depth charts, the Cowboys have a better depth chart and they can rotate more. I think this what I'm thinking about the game. I think they dominate the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
And if you do that, I'll take that team to win any day of the week. I think Kellen Moore's starting to opening up more and more things for Cooper Rush as the weeks go on. You saw it last week against the Commanders. He threw the ball down the field a lot more.
He's good. Give him his stripes finally.
Rolled out to the right, hit Gallup in the back of the end zone, hit him where only he could catch it. It was a beautiful pass. And if we're going to be honest, he's my fantasy quarterback, so I can't hate on him too much. Matt Stafford just looks like a shell of himself.
He does. He does not look good right now. That being said, though, I do have to say, I didn't hate this pick. I could see the Cowboys getting it done. I think you guys are in trouble.
The Cowboys are?
Yeah.
How so?
Just this week, not through the course.
No. Yeah. What about the matchup? Do you think where do you think the Rams will win?
It's just going to be one of those get right games. I think they're going to have to. So I think they're going to want it more, and I think they might beat the brakes off you guys.
All right. As long as my only fear in this game is if Dak starts. If Dak starts, I'll take the Rams.
This being said, quick intervene here. If Cooper Rush hypothetically heads in there at 4:30 to Los Angeles on Sunday and gets a W, there's a quarterback controversy going on in Dallas. No doubt about it. There already is. That really makes it one.
I saw a reporter that Dak's trying to play, which I don't like. And I said, if Dak is named the starting quarterback, live bet the Rams.
Okay.
Because I like that. I think that the Cowboys play better when Rush is in there because they know he can't do all the things that Dak does.
Mm-hmm.
And Dak will come back and try to, after all this controversy, he's going to come back and try to, force things and say, no, I'm the guy.
I'm the guy.
So I don't like that at all. So do you have one more for the people?
Yep. And my last one here, we're heading to Monday night. Give me the Raiders heading into Arrowhead to get a W. I truly believe this one's probably the most likely out of the three I chose.
Mm-hmm.
This Raiders team is 1-3. They haven't looked great up until last week against a bad Denver Broncos team. That being said, I think Kansas City and the Raiders stats are eerily similar this year. Just a couple of things really haven't went gave them the what's the word I'm looking for? Like the flip that they needed, the coin flip there.
Yeah.
But like injuries, L'Jarius Sneed might not play. That's huge against Kansas City. That's not good, especially if you got Devontae Adams running routes on the other side. They're also without Butker. I get it. He's just a kicker. He's a damn good kicker. He's very consistent, and they've been missing a lot of points. You can't just leave points on the board. I know Renfro's out possibly for the Raiders, but I anticipate he'll be back. Same with Rock Ya-Sin. Foster Moreau, we don't care. You got Darren Waller. We're not worried about that guy. But the one that matters most for the Raiders, I think, is Denzel Perryman, their inside backer. He has to play.
Yeah.
But if you sit here and look at like the numbers, I have some of them here. Total yards per game, Kansas City has 393. The Raiders have 383. Yards passing per game, 276 to 262. Yards rushing per game, 113 to 117. Like the stats are there.
Yeah.
The only difference is the Chiefs are beating the teams they should beat. The Raiders did not beat the teams they should beat. I think that that win last week is going to do them worlds of miracles. And I think it is going to help elevate them above the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night.
Yeah, as long as they're healthy, I like them to go in there. At least, I'm sure it's a decent. What do you have? Do you have the spread right now?
7 points.
I like them to at least cover the touchdown. So.
I do too.
Moving on, new segment: pack, punt, or pass. This is our start, bench, cut type of game here. I guess we'll just flip flop, see how that goes to start. My first question for you, Douglas. These are all NFL categories, by the way.
Yep.
Pack, punt, or pass. Classic NFL helmets: Cowboys, Packers, Chiefs.
Cowboys, Packers, Chiefs.
The classic, the most classic helmets there are.
I have to say, I hate Dallas, but I'm packing Dallas, punting Green Bay, and passing on the Chiefs.
Okay. I probably would have punted the Chiefs and passed on the Packers.
I just like the color scheme. Honestly, the colors are
the color green makes me nauseous.
okay. My first one to you, coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, in order: Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton. I know he's not active. I get it. Don't be like, hey, he's not active, jackass. I know, people. Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, Matt LaFleur.
I'll pack Matt LaFleur. I'll punt Sean Payton, then I'll pass on Mike Tomlin.
Oh, people aren't gonna like that, buddy. Oh yeah.
I have another one.
No disagreements from me, by the way, on that. I would do the same exact thing.
I have a head coach. I have a head coach question myself. This one is a MMA fight.
Okay.
If these three fought, oh no, it doesn't have to be an MMA fight. It could be a street fight.
Okay.
These three coaches fight in a street fight. Pack, punt, or pass. Dan Campbell.
Okay.
Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
Robert Saleh.
Oh wow. Right now, at their current age.
Right now, if they street fight, you had to pick two people to go walk out of there.
Oh man. Packing Vrabel, punting Campbell, passing Saleh. I think. I know Saleh looks
the smaller.
He looks like he's in shape. He looks like the best in shape. He's the youngest, looks the healthiest. That being said, those dudes are gritty.
They're huge too.
Give me some grit. My second one to you, heading to the wide receiver category. One playing, two not. Calvin Johnson, Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, as far as greatness goes.
So we're talking about at their height?
Yep. Just overall, like retired careers. Like
just career, best career. Give me. So are you asking me just on the field?
Just on the field.
Okay. I will pack Antonio Brown. I will punt on Calvin Johnson, and I will pass on Julio Jones.
Great.
Julio Jones has, all the ability. I just don't know if he has as good a career as those two guys. And it's not like, a far distance either, because those two are at the top of all time. I mean, I think it's those two, Jerry and Randy Moss, are on the Mount Rushmore of wide receivers.
Okay. I love it.
My third question: NFL dynasties.
Oh, geez.
Pack, punt, or pass. Steelers. The 70s Steelers, the 80s 49ers, the 2000s Patriots.
2000s Patriots, I'll pack. I'll punt the Steelers, and I'll pass the Niners.
Wow. The 80s not Joe Cool?
Yes, I'm staying firm on it. Staying firm on it.
Okay.
Okay, this one. Envision this, all right? We're talking through the course of their entire careers, and they're still young kids I'm about to give you right now. They're quarterbacks. Through their entire careers, your prediction, your estimate on what is going to happen.
Okay.
As far as their packing order would go. Kenny Pickett, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh. I'll pack Joe Burrow. I will punt.
I know this
punt.
One.
I will punt on Kenny Pickett.
Wow.
And I will pass on Trevor Lawrence only because I think Pickett plays for the better franchise.
Okay.
I trust the Steelers to produce a better quarterback more than I do the Jags.
Okay.
So that's it. Simply comes down to that. My last question: NFL scumbag fan bases. Who has the most scumbaggy fan bases?
Okay.
Cowboys, Steelers, Eagles. This is from top to bottom, most scumbaggiest to least scumbaggiest.
I'll pack the Eagles. I cannot stand Philadelphia.
Thank you.
I will obviously punt the Cowboys and then pass the Steelers.
Okay. I just always I get it.
But
I guess.
To be fair, all three are delusional and all are the same.
I just laugh because I've only met maybe one or two other Cowboys fans, and they're not like I just think there's a stigma out there that it's like it's almost become like cartoonish of what a Cowboys fan is.
So my last question here is: it is quarterbacks again, but not some young guys that we're unsure of.
Okay.
As far as where you would rank them all time, just how you view this quarterback at their peak. Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Dan Marino. I couldn't do Brady because
Yeah.
he is the GOAT. If people don't think Brady's the GOAT, you're a jackass.
So
I kind of just picked the three most like quote unquote talented to play the position.
this is like if I was building a team and I could keep two quarterbacks.
Yep. However you have to view it.
I am starting Aaron Rodgers. I'm packing Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I will punt Patrick Mahomes and I will pass on Dan Marino.
Oh, Dan.
Dan Marino has plenty
No
of
mobility,
talent.
huh?
No, not the mobility that we need in the current offense. So,
Okay.
but all the arm talent in the world, probably best arm to ever play in the NFL. So,
I would agree with your pecking order there as well.
all right, let's wrap this thing up. We got bold predictions for this weekend. So here we're gonna do this. We'll start in college football. We're gonna go. We have three predictions. We're gonna start with our like least bold prediction, and
Our
then we'll
least
get
bold?
to
Okay.
our least bold of the three, and we'll work our way up to the number one bold prediction for college football. I'll start it off. Number 3, Western Kentucky goes to UTSA. They're playing in a dome. These are two very high-powered offenses. I think the game goes over 105 points.
Wow.
This game goes over 105 points. These teams are all offense, no defense.
Holy fuck.
It's in a dome. I think there's just points.
Okay.
I think the over-under is like 72 right now. I think it goes way over that. It might be my best bet to go over 72. But that's my number 3 bold prediction.
My number 3 here, Texas A&M plays Alabama this week. Texas A&M will be leading all game, and they will lose in a nail biter by 3.
That's a terrible bold prediction, and it gets steamrolled.
Oh no.
My second bold prediction: Illinois beats Iowa. They improved to 5-1, and they get ranked inside the top 25 for the first time, I believe, in I think it's like 8 years or something that since they've been ranked. It's been a long time since Illinois has been ranked. And I think that team, I mean, we didn't think that they would do that to Kentucky or not Kentucky, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
They look solid right now. I think they have the number 1 rusher in the country. So shout out Illinois. I haven't watched them that much, but if they win, they go to 5-1 and they have every chance in that Big Ten West.
Okay. I like it. My next bold prediction, Saturday at noon, Arkansas heads to see Mike Leach and Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas will upset Mississippi State.
Really? With KJ Jefferson questionable.
Yep. I think he's going to play, but yeah. They will win that game, I believe.
Okay.
Look, all good things come to an end. Arkansas is a tough team. I mean, they're a lot better than what their conference record and just their record shows. They've had a ringer of games through the first five.
I think they have easily the hardest schedule in college football. They have to go in the middle of their ACC or in their SEC slate. They have to go to Provo to play BYU.
Yeah.
Which BYU is not great. I think Arkansas definitely should win that game, but it's just a hell of a trip in the middle of your SEC schedule.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do think they win that game, though.
My number 1 bold prediction: UCLA beats Utah by 17 points.
Wow.
And they become a top 10 team in the country, and the game between them and USC is the biggest one maybe ever. Because it will be for all the marbles. UCLA, wow. I love this team. I love Jake Bobo, the receiver, DTR, the quarterback, Charbonnet is a transfer from Michigan at running back. I think they play solid on both offense, defensive lines. Love this UCLA team. I think they get ranked inside the top 10 after this weekend.
I like it. And my final, but number 1 bold prediction: Jalen Daniels this week, game day, heads to Kansas. TCU is coming in. He will have 500 all-purpose yards
Ooh,
and 5 touchdowns with 0 turnovers, and they will still lose to TCU.
that would be incredible.
They will still lose. I'm thinking the score is going to be something of the sorts 51-45 TCU.
That would be a
Kansas barely
heartbreaker for
cover.
Kansas.
It would, but I'm not going to be touching that game. Just throwing that out
Yeah.
there to you. Staying away. I'm just going to enjoy it.
All right, let's move on to NFL bold predictions. My third bold prediction for the NFL: Cooper Rush throws 5 touchdowns against the Rams.
Wow.
The word is out on the Cowboys. They love to run the ball. The Rams will be forced to try to stop that. Cooper Rush goes play action, and they hit some big plays deep.
Okay. My first one here Thursday night. Nyheim Hines is going to have 150 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns and lead the Indianapolis Colts to a much-needed win without Jonathan Taylor in Denver on the road.
Okay. My second, the Eagles will lose their first game. They're going to lose to Arizona. It's a far trip for them.
It is far.
Arizona, if you're ever going to get up for a game, they have been terrible in the first quarter. They got to go from Jump Street if they want to beat the Eagles. If they start slow, this will not happen. I need them to wake up and play better in the first quarter. I think it's a talented team out there in Arizona. They need to play like it. Arizona beats the Eagles on Sunday.
Okay. I like that one. My second one here. Which one should I pick? They're both kind of bad. Okay. The Raiders go to Kansas City. Darren Waller is going to have the game of his career. He's going to have 11 catches, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and they will barely win that game 41-38 on a last-second field goal by Carlson.
I would love that because he is my fantasy tight end, and to be easy about it, he's been terrible in fantasy.
Yeah, he's
terrible. Let's see here. Let's see Darren Waller throughout the weeks.
I believe the Chiefs aren't that great against tight ends either. I don't think they're bad. I just don't think they're that good.
12 points week 1, average for him. 18 week 2, which was fine. And then 5.8 and 6 points the last 2 weeks. Not very good. When I got Tyler Higbee on my bench, who I told you was underrated, he's been putting up numbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had like 18 on Sunday or on Monday night. Let me see here. Yeah, he had 19.3.
Yeah, that's your boy. That's your boy.
He had 10 catches on 14 targets and 73 yards without a touchdown.
He sucks.
It's very good. He's ranked as the number 5th tight end. All right. Did I say number 5th like an idiot?
Yes. That's why I was laughing.
Yikes. Number 1 prediction. I think you might already know it.
Let me hear it.
The Giants beat the Packers in London.
Wow.
Rodgers is not going to be up for that game. His clock's going to be thrown off. And I just love the Giants' run game. I think they run the ball, play defense, at least keep it close, and something weird happens at the end. Rodgers throws to Lazard over the middle when he fumbles. Short field for the Giants, 1 throw, 1 run, long field goal, ball game.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
It's not going to be a blowout by any means. The Giants would never blow out the Packers, but they just play tough. They get a break at the end. They win the game.
Okay. My last one, I'm sure you maybe have an idea where I'm going here. Kenneth Shane Pickett will throw for 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and lead the Steelers to a sneaky 31-28 win over the Buffalo Bills on Sunday.
Build the statue if that happens.
Telling you.
Don't even wait. Build the statue. Get the locker ready in the Ring of Honor.
Kenneth Shane Pickett. He is him.
Start printing the Kenny. What would they, instead of terrible towels? What would they do? Kenny's what?
Kenny President.
Yeah, you could just put Kenny President with a big smiling Pickett face on the terrible towel. Kenny for president. Yeah.
Yep. 366, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, close to a perfect QBR, and a 31-28 win over the Buffalo Bills.
If that happens, stat for stat, I'll clear out my FanDuel account and give you what's in there.
If that happens, I mean, I'm going to be betting him to throw 3 touchdowns and the Steelers to win. I'm parlaying.
That'll probably be pretty good.
Yeah, it will be a very good payout, I'd bet.
All right. That was it. That was episode 11. We changed things up on you guys. We didn't do any picks. We just had some fun, debated, talked some things. We'll be back probably. Episode 12 will probably drop Friday. We'll have all our picks for college and NFL. So if you enjoy our betting stuff, please watch that. Yep. We'll have ton more information. It'll be a lot more easier for us to give out picks later in the week too, where we can, know what's going on. We'll also have a Thursday night, Friday night special. It'll be real quick. We'll talk about Thursday night football, any weekday college games that are going on. So thank you guys so much for listening, watching. Like, share, subscribe on the YouTube page. Douglas, you have anything for the people?
Hey, follow our social media pages as well. Twitter at Packboys Podcast, TikTok at Packboys Podcast. We're not on Instagram, but maybe we'll get there. You never know. We're trying to just expand as much as we can here. So thank you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.